So following on from last week's video about glowing text, so I'll just put together a very quick one here on using Text Plus and Fusion, something else. As you can see here, I've got an empty timeline, just dragged on the Text Plus, left the custom title, and we have in the layout, we can do the rotation. So by using keyframes, you can quickly animate the words for whatever length you want, changing X and Y. So there's plenty to play with. One other point is if I pick the circle, and we will just reset all of these. So at the beginning of the clip, we'll start at the top. At the end of the clip, we wanted to have done one full rotation. So quite quickly just set that to -360, which will give us one rotation in a clockwise direction. So if we play that through, there we have one rotation. Can of course change this as this is going through. Change characters. I want to just change the words. So as you can see, you've got plenty of options to play with if you don't like the titles that are provided by default. So the next one here, what I want to do is swap this out for a path. In this case here, we need to swap over to the Fusion page. And we're just going to set some points here that we want our text to follow. So at the beginning of the clip, so we want it to come in from the top left and exit on the bottom right. We'll set that point there. And at the end, we want it to have disappeared out the bottom right. There we go. So it's quite a rough and ready points. So using the toolbar across the top here, what I'm going to do is select those points. And just smooth them out slightly. As you can see here, we've got these options to make any refinements. But for this demo, it's looking pretty good. It's nice and quick. So another clip here of some water coming down into the sink and then disappearing down the plug hole. You might want to trace this through and have some wording and follow along. So what we'll do here is we'll nip straight over to the Fusion page. We will bring in our Text Plus, connect that up to the media in, and then what we want to do is give it some text, and then what we want is our path. So for brevity here, we'll just quickly whip through. Trace along. And then we'll have it disappear out there. So at the beginning of the clip. So at the beginning of the clip, what we want is the word coming in from the top. And at the end of the clip, we want the word to be disappearing at the very end here. So we'll play that through. Starts to disappear. So to add a bit more of an effect, what we might want to do is change the text size. So whenever you want it to start shrinking so that it disappears at the end. So in this case we'll pick this point here. And at the end we want the size to come right down. And then we're good to go. There we go, start to disappear. You can of course change the size, do everything else you want to do. In this case here, what we want maybe change is the characters, so it makes more sense, so you're reading from top to bottom. We'll change the spacing slightly as well. Why not? We'll just add some shading. Pick a blue colour for the outline. Make that quite big. There we have the water disappearing at the very end. I put something together at the end, putting some light effects onto the Text Plus. Some are available only in the studio version, but it tells you which ones. It's giving you something to think about and perhaps change the way that you use the Text Plus.